go live. Let's go live. Hello. Good evening. Time to see the teams, guys. What do you reckon? Heaps to consider. Today's weapon of choice, bit of coconut water. We've got some soda water as well. So I'm locked and loaded. I'm here hopefully for the next hour and a half or so, depending on what type of content we get from the selection panel. And we'll see what happens, right? How are we all? What's happening? What's happening? What are we going to do today? Flies data, there it is, yeah. You said you enjoyed that podcast, Benny? Yeah, so we'll sort of just talk about what I think regarding the team leading up to 6:20 when the teams get released. And then from there, we'll look at the team, see what Fly actually brings out, which I'm really obviously intrigued to see what he puts out there for the game tomorrow night. And then we've got a little game for us. So I'll save that for a little bit later. Who have we got in? Digsby, what's going on? Hot takes always. That's good. Happy Ned gets a game, 100%. Thanks for joining Pies Footy. Did you get your ears lowered, Pies Footy? I actually just got a haircut, so maybe you can see more of my ears. So actually looks, I guess, like everybody else now with the skin fade. The Collingwood rant is funny. Swoop is great as well. What's this reference to, Digsby? Sorry. Langford. Oh, Longy to tag Merritt. Yeah. So what do I think? Who do I think comes in the team? Usually, if Demattia was to be selected in the team today, maybe we probably would have heard about it before the teams get announced. Usually you see the announcement at training and they really, I guess, highlight it and make sure it's a special moment for Demattia. So that's why I think he probably won't come in. So let's talk through this, okay? So let's just say, look, I guess let's have Demattia out of the conversation. Let's have him out of the conversation for a moment. I think Sullivan gets dropped, which is the straight swap for Long. I think that's what's happening there. I think there's got to be a way you find Charlie Dean. Do you bring Charlie Dean in for Billy Frampton now, or do you give Billy Frampton one more week? I'm going to err on the side of Frampton out, Dean for Dean. I think Charlie's shown some promising signs up until he got dropped last week. So if Ned Long comes in for Sullivan, I don't know if there's room for a Reef McInnes necessarily. So Reef probably holds out. Actually, no, Reef comes in for Bo. Sorry. So let's go Reef, McInnes for Bo, McRae. Yeah? So those are certainties. Or not certainties. I think those are obviously some of the changes we could make. Is there something else or someone else I'm forgetting regarding these players? Does Markov get dropped? I don't know if you'd be willing to. Again, we don't want to be making too many changes. So I literally think the one thing that could be saving Markov is the fact that we don't want to make too many changes like we did against Gold Coast. But if Markov was to come out, then TJ comes in. So we'll see where that goes. So what's everyone else saying here? What's everyone else suggesting in the chat? Let's catch up to this. It's a saying. What is it? What is the reasoning behind the saying? No news yet, Manny. We'll find out at 6:20. We'll find out at 6:20. No Bob to hijack the stream. Not yet, Digsby. Longy in for Sullivan yet? Why would we? Yeah, Bernard. I reckon like it's one or the other. Why? you could probably play either, really. I wouldn't be bothered with either, to be honest. I think Demattia only would have come in if Josh didn't get up. Right. Ned Long and TJ to replace. Oh, I completely forgot about Noble. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Noble. See, then that's Markov is definitely still going to remain in the side. Then, if that's the case, sorry. So Noble for TJ, and like I said, we would have heard more about Demattia if he was to come in. Joe Richards full game, 100%. Yeah, it'd be a massive game. Massive game. Frampton got to stay in. Too many talks for the Bombers. Yeah, you got your Peter Wrights, Carl Langford. Harrison Jones been playing on a wing, guys, for Essendon. He's been playing on a wing. So that will be interesting. It'll be interesting. He might have an impact rolling into the forward line and the defense as that winger. He played quite well against Geelong. Jack Caldwell also played very well for the Bombers. And the way he played against us last time was different. He was only in the middle 25% of the time, whereas last week he was in there 90% of the time since Darcy Parish has been out. So that's probably going to be a different look that we might not be used to. Reef in for Bo. Schultz, of course, Lockie. Lockie Schultz in for Bo, which means Reef may not be in the side. You can't drop Frampton. Dean got destroyed by Wright last time. Maybe Dean can right his wrongs. I'm just kidding. Peter, yeah. I mean, if you see the way Charlie Dean went about his work on Sam Darcy, then it's going to be probably a mountain too high to climb versus someone like Peter Wright. Yeah. So the reason why I think, obviously, Markov probably stays in the team because we don't want to have too many changes. But another reason why I think Demattia won't come in is because there's going to be a point in time where we're going to start rotating a Jack Crisp through the half-back flank, I think. Not Nick Dacos necessarily because of obviously the year he's having in the midfield. But you saw with the Troopers returning last week in the midfield, it felt like Crisp's impact was to a lesser degree. And obviously we've become accustomed to Crisp really steering the ship for the Pies over the last 6 to 8 weeks. But as soon as those players come back in the midfield, he looks not a shell of what he has been, but he's not the hit two man when De Go is in there, when Pendlebury's in there, when Nick Dacos is around. He's not the hit two guy. So maybe there's some consideration there for Fly to say, all right, well, we've got our ducks. We're getting our ducks in a row in the midfield now. Let's throw Jack Crisp onto a half back flank and correct some of our ball movement. Yeah, Ryan, not too sure. Because the separation from your ears to your ear, from your ears to your ear gets bigger. I still don't understand, Lockie. I still don't get it. Freddie Jong says, if you want to make everyone happy, don't become a leader. Sell ice cream. Okay. Harry Jones on a wing versus side bottom. Bold egg will get slaughtered out. Yeah, Will Hoskin Elliott would be a nice like for Harrison Jones. If we don't put any attention into that, Harrison Jones being on the wing, it could be an issue. Dane Swan out. What do you mean? Like, is he not playing for Port Melbourne on the weekend? What are you suggesting there? What am I missing? Nick Cox. Yep. Dan McStay looked very good at training, guys. If you guys haven't seen Dan McStay the mic'd up video, he looks really good. Prime to go. Yeah, Chris, McStay is probably 2 weeks away. Looked really good at training. McStay could be ready to play in a few weeks. Would Reef come in as a sub? He's a bit more versatile. He can play forward to go to midfield if need be, correct? He could be a sub. I feel like, what do you guys think? Do you think I should do a show on Wednesday that called like something, a similar, I guess, vibe to what Pommy does, a selection table? I'd obviously not use that name, but a predicted 22. I just don't know how much substance it holds and value it holds when there's minimal changes. Weeks like this would be perfect. Would you guys want something like that on a Wednesday? Would you watch that? Maybe side bottom to a forward pocket and Hoskin Elliott to the wing. Well, we're yet to see side bottom into the forward line this year. So we'll see. He could be under the radar. Okay, I get it, Lucky. Don't worry about years, worry about the Butzel. That's the way, Manny. That's all we love that. Try to say this. Just because on the basis that I don't know what that could possibly mean in that language you're trying to get me to say it in, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go there. Guys, these are in a rotation. These are crazy. Soda water on the left with it, like gives you that, I guess, that fizzy sort of, it quells your fizzy craving. And a bit of coconut water in the can is unreal. Moving on. I know 33-year-old Smalls have been struggling. Rowan's been playing well. Rowan's been playing very well at Geelong since he's come back into the side. With Long coming in, Chris will play halfback. Maybe so. And I would encourage that. Maybe Kruger out. I don't think Frampton and Kruger in same team. Thoughts? Caleb and I think there's a world where Kruger can play in the defense at some point this year, especially when you reintroduce your Dan McStays into the team. Kruger was initially dubbed at Geelong or was touted to play as a defender initially. So he has some sort of understanding of what the role entails. And it opens up a few more doors. If Kruger could hold down that top key position role as a defender, maybe Darcy Moore plays forward at some point. Guys, it's just to be able to add tools in the toolbox with players going one way or the other in different positions just gives more levers for Fly to pull in during his tenure at the Collingwood Football Club. That's the way I see it. Up the Dons. Not this week, Brandon. Sorry, brother. Not this week. Kruger looked like a deer in headlights last week. Take him out. Nah, I didn't think Kruger was that bad, mate. Come on, Digsby. Be kind. He's better than AJ and probably offers a little bit more versatility than Reef McInnes right now. Love the channel, brother. Keep up the good work. Up the Pies. 8-goal win over the Red and crap. I hope so, man. Thanks for the kind words, Steve. Appreciate it. Hopefully we can get a good win under our belt. Question for you guys, if we win by a close margin or if we come back, what's the feeling going to be from a fan perspective? How are you going to feel if we're down by 3-4 goals at three-quarter time and we come back and win? Are you going to accept that? Are you going to be happy? Or the moment that siren goes, are we all jumping onto the post-game show and we're going to rip into what we've just seen? And that would fascinate me. I'm not manifesting it, but it would fascinate me. I'm just saying. Kruger lifts for these games. Huge game for both teams. Lou's got to be under the pump. 100% Jibbo. Hope you're well, mate. Cannot believe the stream was active 11 minutes ago. Yes. Your idea with Cox wasn't bad, but I think Cox has to be in for DC. We look a bit empty when DC is off. Unless McStay rucks really well, I do think McStay, Cox, Checkers will still be our grand final side. Yeah, I guess it just depends how much of a problem it is when DC is off the field, as you've just hinted to, Spaniard. I love what I'm seeing from Krugs. Yes, he can be quiet, but that's the nature of the key position role. Maybe I think as we see Kruger's conditioning improve, we'll get a better idea of how he performs in the ruck as a pinch hitter. The reference from the weekend against Gold Coast is tough because he's underdone. He's still working his way into AFL rigor. So once he, I guess, becomes accustomed and has that fitness capacity, which hopefully we'll see in the next couple of weeks, we'll know more about that. I'm not against Cox being on the side, guys. I have an incline to Nathan Kruger right now. I think the coach would have backed them this week. He knew they were pathetic last week. Oh, baked them. Yeah. You could tell in the post-game presser for the very first time after that Gold Coast game that Fly was visibly disappointed. And I'm sure every game that is a part of where they lose is going to be disappointed, but this is a different type of disappointment. Just hope Kruger doesn't have another NPC moment again. We don't want him to freeze on the wing when we got 15 seconds left in the fucking third quarter. We need to win no matter how we do it. Ruddy, couldn't have said it better myself, mate. Couldn't have said it better myself. The Faz. Guys, we're excited for the Ben Reed podcast. So Caleb and I are going to shoot that Monday night. We're going to shoot that Monday night and have it ready for you guys by 11 a.m. Tuesday. So be ready for that. And we'll do the pie performers on a Sunday to allow Caleb and I to put out all that energy into the podcast Monday night with the man himself. So I put a community post. Guys, think outside the box. If you have any questions you want us to pass on to the man, Ben Reed, put it in a community post. But think outside the box. Give us something to work with, guys. Not fast, mate. Just got to get the win. A Carlton take the jumper off moment if it happens. Wow. When idiots ride Collingwood of look out. Yeah, when they ride off Collingwood, look out. They'll eat their words. Yeah. Yeah. I don't look. And even like from the Collingwood fan perspective, I don't think we're all writing our team off necessarily. I think we're just asking questions that need to be answered sooner rather than later. I'll be happy in the moment, but then take a deep dive into the numbers and moments during the game. Yeah, we'll be happy because we get the 4 points and we're still in contention, but it'll be something we're going to have to dive into. You're going to stay live for lineups? Yeah, I'll be here. We'll be here at 6:20 to watch the lineup release, and we'll talk through it. Does anybody want to listen to Craig McRae's presser from yesterday? Does anybody want to listen to that? Give me a few yeses in the chat, and I'll chuck that on screen if we want to do that. If we do that for every game of the rest of the season, including the final series, it will end up good. Hope so. I don't know. I'll probably have a heart attack by the time we get to the grand final. We keep winning close games in that fashion. It wouldn't put McStay in the ruck coming off a knee. Wouldn't do that necessarily. You guys are opposed to, if Darcy Moore was to go on the forward line, would you be opposed to him pinch hitting in the ruck? They say, don't put your Rolls Royce in the ruck. Well, if Carlton can put Harry Mackay in the ruck, if Brisbane can put Danaher in the ruck, why couldn't we put Darcy Moore in the ruck if he plays forward? Come on. I'm worried. Lucidon's the possibility of missing finals, taking our draw into the account. Yeah, Craig. Just got to win, isn't it? We just got to win. Got to win. We need this man. He kicked 1 goal on the weekend. We need more. I know he had 3 goal assists, but we just need a little bit more. A few more goals. When Bobby, I'd like to know the stats. When Bobby kicks 2 or more, how many games do Collingwood win this year? I'll tell you right now, actually. Let's do it. Let's have a look. When Bobby Hill kicks 2 or more for Collingwood in 2024, let's see. So it's not that great. It's actually not that great. We're 3-2 when Bobby Hill kicks 2 or more this year. He's kicked 5 against North, 3 against Brisbane, 2 against GWS, 2 against St Kilda, and 2 against West Coast. So that's that, guys. That's that little fun fact for you. Cox and DC are better solo rucks. Yes. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that when the game is close in first quarter, we're very likely to lose? Got to come out firing in the first quarter. Yeah, got to come out firing. I think specifically against Essendon, the way we started against them last time, we got to start fast. There's no question about it. Just put Dan in the square, manage his minutes. Just park Dan in the goal square, manage his minutes. Do you think Jack will take over Noble this year? I don't think so. But I think TJ has a lot of potential. And I'd love to see TJ or Demattia listed in the side at 620 when the announcement come out. But I think it's going to be TJ. So he has a chance. I don't think he'll take over Noble's role. The only way Noble doesn't make the final series this year is if Jack Crisp resides on the halfback flank on a full-time basis. And if TJ or Demattia just tear the last 6-7 rounds of the regular season, they tear it apart, then we can really question whether Noble is going to be in the side by then. If needed, why couldn't Richards play half back? Awesome kick and has speed and will generate run and hit targets. It's a good question. I just don't think he's really small. He's really small, and I don't know how much defensive acumen he would have. I think he's better suited to that full role right now. Jamie Elliott, guys, so here's the thing, and this is the beauty of having players who can play multiple different roles. Jamie Elliott in the preseason trained as a halfback flanker, so there's that break glass in case of emergency. I know Jamie Elliott's obviously, when everyone's up and firing, he's our best medium-sized forward when it comes to scoring and aerial capacity. But there is a world where Jamie Elliott can play halfback flank to allow Joe Richards, Schultz, Bo, and Bobby to all play in the same team. So many permutations, so many variables to factor in when we have these conversations. It's not just a yes or no, isn't it? But if you want a yes or no, Rick, I'd say no to Richards in the halfback flank, but he's a beautiful kick on both sides of the body. Kruger at least has a bit of mongrel. I love that in him. I do too, Rob. I do too. Can't stand Merritt. Hope someone lays a stat pattern out. Pulled on Nick May's hair. Oh, Nick Nat's hair. That was a while ago. I think he's a good player. A great two-way player. Why do you play on one leg, Reed? Igsby, do you want the man to leave mid podcast if I ask him that question? Savage. Hearing Reed when he came back into our side was one of my favorite moments. Merritt needs to be tagged. He always kills us. Yeah. Who would you put on him? I wonder if Ned Long has a leg speed to run with him. I'm not too sure. You're not putting the goalie. You're not putting Pendles on him. It's a matchup I think we've struggled with, to be fair. I remember he came back after a crazy amount of days out and selfishly retired before the Eagles final in 2020 to give a young bloke a game when his body gave him issues again. Yeah, you want to hear? Okay, you guys do want to hear the presser? Yes. Okay, sorry, I'm just catching up. Hold on. So you guys do want... Let me just catch up to all this. I know Frampton had a... All right, so... God, there's a lot of comments. Gee whiz. Okay, let's put on the presser from Fly. Give me 1 second, guys. Bear with I. Share. So Fly presser.
Side, will he feature on Friday?
Unknown.
1 second, guys. I'm nearly there. I'm just... Okay. Can someone just let me know if they can hear this when I press play as well? Just give me a yep, all good. I can hear the volume.
Okay, Josh Dacos. We saw him running a bit, but then he came inside. Will he feature on Friday?
Unknown at the moment. He's a racing since the clock. So Josh, he still looks a little proppy from my eyes, but I'm getting told that we'll give him every opportunity. So we'll give him every chance to get to the line.
What can he do in 48 hours to get up?
Time will tell. Just a bit more movement, potentially a bit more treatment. He got a knock on the calf, so that's what's carrying. What he's carrying at the moment. So again, he's a race against the clock.
just saw Darcy Cameron came off the track early after that ball.
Yeah, no, Darcy got a knee right in the ribs. I was right there umpiring it. It didn't look good, and I thought, oh no, here we go. But apparently he's fine, which is good news. Yeah, Brozzy did enough. Yeah, he came into the training session again unknown how he's going to progress. So, but he did more than enough to suggest he's going to play.
It's pretty good. It's a 0-degree morning and have this many people.
Yeah, amazing. And we can't thank our Collingwood army enough. We're aiming to get a big crowd there on Friday night. If you haven't bought your tickets or you're umming and ahhing where to go, please turn up. We love you. They turn up at the Gold Coast and just see it training today at school holidays. We're very grateful for our Collingwood army.
Just on by McRae, out for 6 weeks. Bit of a blow. The boys rallying around him.
Yeah, 6 weeks is a long time, isn't it? But I just said to him this morning, we'll get him back when we need him most and be fresh and firing. So unfortunate, but these things happen when they go.
Do you look to bring Joe Richards to 22 now, do you think?
That's probably the most obvious. Joey, we brought him back through sub because he'd been out for a while, and his intensity in the game was obvious for everyone to see. And I think it'd be the obvious conclusion.
What do you make of Damien Hardwick's post-match comments about if you're in a tight finish with Collingwood, make sure you tag Nick Davis and join the game? Do you think that'll be what happens from now on?
Yeah, I watched him at his press conference, and Nick's such an incredible player for us. His influence in the game is enormous. But then last quarters, he just finds another level. And I'd be surprised if they don't tag him this week.
Fitness thing, his ability to keep going in that final term.
Yeah, no doubt. His running capability he's challenges many, and those that have sort of tried in the past have fallen by the wayside late in the game because he's just such a high-speed runner, and his work rate's enormous, and his thirst to win is next level.
Obviously, a bit of talk again about Darcy Moore's form. He's obviously an experienced pro. Is it something you talked about with him, or you back him to work through it?
No, Darcy and I catch up regularly. Funnily enough, last week we had a really good, deep and meaningful on the couch about lots of things, and we want Darcy at his best. He's clearly not playing at a level where he had previously, or last year. He's an All-Australian. He's not in All-Australian form. So, but we back him in, support him, and look for little ways we can improve him. And we're not going to stand still because we need him at his best.
What does he say to you in those conversations? What's his feedback to you at the moment in terms of his game?
Oh, there's a number of little things. There are little things. I won't go into detail, but there's some positioning stuff, and I went into a bit of detail, didn't I? There's some little things that we can work on, and but ultimately, it's about setting him up to be. He's the captain of the footy club, and such an important part of our backline.
How's he handle that criticism? I mean, sometimes some players rise to it. Just water off the duck's back for Darcy.
Well, I reckon he wouldn't even know what's happening. He's just such an introvert in terms of the footy media and other parts of the world, and he's always been like that. If anything, I sort of got to pull him into the world a little bit more. So come on, let's get busy on certain things that he probably didn't even know about.
Just on Darcy, there's been a bit of a social media storm over the last 12 months when he was raised that in a contest, Christian Petrarca was injured just off a knee, and then also Jared Witts. I think not for a second was there any suggestion from anyone on social media or any journalists that what Darcy did was malicious or wrong. But just given the rise of duty of care in the last couple of years, do you think that the game could get to a point where there has to be more of duty of care, I suppose, going through?
Yeah, that's a deep question, and I'm not aware of the comments around it. But even just at training today, we see one of our players come in aggressively into a contest, and then Darcy Cameron gets kneed in the rib. So it's a part of the game. It's just I'm not sure if you can ever rid of. I do think that we're on the right track in protecting the head and players around that space, and whether it goes further than that, time will tell.
Andrew Dillon came out yesterday saying the state of umpiring has never been better. What's your assessment on the state of umpiring and where the interpretation of the rules are at?
In regards to the umpires, I might hand it back to you to hand it to the umpire.
You said Jared Wade is keeping the Dan McStay date very close to his chest, but now that he's taking hangers on everyone out on the track, can we get a bit of clue?
Well, mate, he come up to me after he took that mark and he said, Fly, I'm ready. I said, well, you're playing then. But he's still got a few more things to tick off. He's not far away, though. Anyone that watching training can see that he's really close.
Some questioning whether the Collingwood aura is fading and not as intimidating as they were in regards to the tight finishes and whatnot. What do you make of that commentary?
Yeah, it's interesting comment, isn't it? I'm not sure I heard that one either. I didn't really know we had an aura, but I'm sure if the game's closer, I wouldn't have thought anyone would be playing against us.
Jonathan Brown said that he's sensing a bit more frustration from you this year, and you've obviously spoken about it, about putting yourselves in these positions. How real is that frustration?
Oh, no, I just mentioned after the game, in my press conference and to the players, I said, you can't deny our culture and their fight to the last second. So the other comment I think was misguided, because everyone that watches us play, we play to the last second, and you're going to get a bounce of the ball this way, or a decision making, an umpire decision, whatever it looks like. So you're not always going to get everything on your terms, but we fight to the last second. That's real. And then the other part is like, come on, why aren't we fighting the last second of the second quarter? So those things internally we're always wrestling with. Maybe I've shared it a bit more openly.
Crazy finish last time you met Essendon on the Anzac Day game. What are you expecting from them Friday?
Oh, this is going to be a great game. That's why all the Collingwood Army get out. We're going to need every voice as loud as possible. They defend with the ball in hand really, really well. So we're going to try to win the ball back. And
they've been back under a little bit of heat after their result. Do you expect them to come out particularly firing?
I think if I haven't quite looked at the ladder position this week, but last week it was very, very tight. And there's small margins between many teams. You don't go into a game with the thought process that other than it's going to be a really tough battle. There's such small margins in this game, so all those little moments matter for us. So we have to make sure we manage all of them.
Scott said he spent a couple of hours with the umpires' bosses just to get a bit of clarification. At any stage throughout the year, have you sought to do that just to educate? If so, has it helped?
Yeah. Steve McBurney on a few weeks ago, and like I said, I sort of handed a few things back to someone else to pass back to him. So no, we're in a work in progress. I think as an industry, fans and everybody, we judge everything. Like we miss a goal from 20 metres out, we're not happy with it. Sometimes shit just happens. We miss goals, and the same with umpiring. We miss a mistake or make a mistake, and we're not comfortable with it. I guarantee we're all making mistakes daily, and sometimes you just got to accept that we're going to make some.
Talk us through the water slides. A few of the boys taking advantage of getting up and spending a bit of time off. Why is that important at this point of the season, just to get away from footy for a second?
Oh no, we reviewed the game up there, which is something we hadn't done before, which meant there was another day off in the calendar, and but we trained up there as well. So most of the group trained up there on the Sunday and into Monday, and then they had Tuesday off. So again, I don't police what everyone does in their private life. I don't particularly go in and spy on people, if you like, but we trust that they're preparing really well for this Friday night. And if Wednesday's training is anything to go by, we're ready.
Wild for you or movie world?
No, probably more of a stay at home with the family type of guy. Yeah, it's beautiful weather up there though. Sure. Beautiful weather. I come back with a Melbourne tan. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Quite a few notes I got for that one, guys. Quite a few notes. So, first things first, Josh Dacos is a race against the clock. So that's a corky as well. So I didn't see any footage of how he was moving. If you guys have seen something, please let me know. Bruzzy, no talks on that just yet, but I've seen some footage of Bruzzy in Mick Stay's mic'd up video that Collingwood YouTube channel released today. I think that could be a close one. Maybe they might wait closer till tomorrow rather than making a decision tonight. Fly expects a tag coming Nick Dacos's way, which is fair enough to assume. Who do Essendon have that can apply a run with role? Who is it, guys? Who can do that for Essendon? Do they say to Jai Caldwell, run with Nick Dacos? But as Fly McRae pointed to, he says he suggested that once you can run with Nick, but you're not going to be able to run with him all game. And if you watch Nick Dacos run, his work from contest to contest, it's maniacal. He is a demon. Like, he's running like a man possessed on that field, trying to get from one contest to the other, which is why you see games like North Melbourne where you can't keep a good man down like Nick Dacos, who has such a strong suit in his running capacity and his ability to know when to run, and he can kick goals. So you tag him, well, that's fine. I'll take my tagger into the depths of the forward line where I know where the goals are. My dad's Peter Dacos, the Macedonian Marvel, so fuck it, I'll take him to the goal square if I have to, and he's done that very well. What else have we got? Obviously, Craig admits the form slump of Darcy Moore. They said they're working with a few little things, namely one of them being positioning. My I guess, concern with Darcy is his starting position when the ball is stagnant. And then once the ball is in motion, it's almost too late for Darcy to make amends or make up ground for where he needs to be. And I think as the captain of the club, the premiership captain, as the All-Australian, I think there needs to be, I guess, a bit more attentiveness and understanding of where you need to be on the ground at a certain time. But again, I'm not going to get into the depths of that just because I'm not a fucking AFL coach. But it doesn't take much to see that his positioning is off and his judgment is too. What's the word? I just feel like he's always looking to have an impact on contests that maybe his starting position keeps him too far away from being able to impact that contest. What else have we got? DC needed a ribs. So I think Manny said in the chat that maybe he might be a miss, but there's been no more talks of that. So still not a whole lot there to address. Fly says McStay's ready. Or McStay says to Fly he's ready. So that's a good sign, but obviously needs a couple more boxes to tick before we make any rash decisions or around McStay. And finally, some of the lads had an extended trip in Gold Coast. They trained up there on Monday. They had the day off on Tuesday, and they came back to training on Wednesday. And Fly said, if Wednesday's training anything to go by, the boys are ready, and that extra time up in the Gold Coast didn't hinder anything leading up to the game. So calm for anybody who's stressing about some of the lads just enjoying themselves a little bit more in the Gold Coast. All right, let's see. Let me see. Let's catch up to these chat. All right. Demattia will come in for Josh Dacos. I don't know why they would keep it under wraps, Rick, unless they're really hanging on tight. I think if Josh Dacos is a late out, then he will come in. Then Demattia will come into the side. Otherwise, if Demattia was premeditated or much earlier in the week, we would have seen some footage of Demattia being announced for his debut. Guys, I'm going to turn off the lighting a little bit. Give me 1 second. A little bit dark. A little bit dark. Let me shed some light. That's better. Here we go. Okay. Braz looked like he was working on his cork in the gym. Yes. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen he was stretching out his cork in his quad. Caldwell has done it in the past. Okay. Well, all the best to him. I wish him well. I really do. I don't think he's going to be able to do the job. Durham, maybe. I think Durham's starting to offer a lot offensively for Essendon, so they maybe wouldn't want to take that away from him. Durham did a really good job on Bontempelli, but maybe a bit of both. Maybe a bit of both. McStay very close, yes. In my opinion, it'll be Long, Schultz, Reef. So what are our predictions, guys? What are our predictions? What have I written down? So we know Long is in. For me, that is clearly Sullivan. That's clearly Sullivan, right? It has to be. That's Sullivan. For Bo will be Schultz, another definite. And then for Noble will be TJ, I think. And then my left fields, but again, I don't think it's going to happen because we've already had so many changes. We don't want to make any more than what we've been forced to. Maybe Markov. So who's a question mark for me? Markov, Frampton. They're both question marks. Injury cloud, Josh Dacos, Braden Maynard. Fuck. So that you can't drop Markov or Frampton on the basis that we've already got 1, 2, 3 changes plus Josh Dacos and Braden Maynard potentially. So we've got to hedge our bets there. Good players have great anticipation and can read the play, a la Nick Dacos. What have you got? Schultz, Reef, Long, Dean, JD, JN, BM, Sullivan. Cool. Pies Footy, tell it as it is. No bullshit. What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to tell you, Marty? What do you want me to do? Digsby forgot about Markov if he gets dropped, though. Apparently, Josh will play. What else have we got, guys? Demattia will definitely, at the very least, be emergency. Just depends. Depends, Magpie, innit? Can you dim that light? So I just changed it. Is that better, DMR? Like, is that better, the lighting that it is now? Yeah, Brett, this whole, I guess, issue with our midfield not being able to run out of stoppages has been a common theme, particularly earlier in the season. I did a whole bunch of video analysis and I just got over it just because it's a bit repetitive and it can sound a bit pessimistic on my end. But I know what you're talking about. And I thought we attended to that issue, and we did, which is why we started winning more games. But it was there were lapses of concentration and a lack of willing to run against Gold Coast. How much do you put it towards team players coming back from injury? I'm not too sure. So is Ned Long debuting? Yes. His AFL stats might be mediocre, but he's been playing one of AFL. Let's see if he can translate it. Let's see. Let's give him a chance, mate. Give him a chance. Ninja, how you going? I'm good. I hope you're well. Markov should be dropped 1 game short of his trigger for the LOLs, total passenger. Ed Allen has been playing up forward at training. Might be an in this week. Interesting. For who? For who, Steve? Who would you put him in for? That's the problem. Play Harrison off halfback? Maybe. We've got to be careful with how many changes, how many magnets we move. Yeah? We've got to be careful with that. We've got to be careful with that. We just got to play what we know, make a few changes. Outside of that, don't upset the apple cart, as some would say. What's been happening with Markov's form? I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. Dean has come in to play with Darcy and Frampton in our backline. We are too small otherwise. Well, can I ask you this, Rick? You say we're too small otherwise, right? But last year we had Darcy Moore, Nathan Murphy, and Jeremy Howe as our 3 key tools. Frampton wasn't in our backline in the grand final or in the final series. Neither was Charlie Dean, right? Nathan Murphy's 6'4". So we can play small. If we defend better up the ground, guys, we will be less dependent on the height in the backline. It didn't worry us for the most part last year, guys. It really didn't. What are your thoughts on that? Harrison's been quiet, Digsby. He's had a quiet patch. He's only human, mate. He's a forward, yet we're not playing him in the back line, we're playing him in the wing, Mellow. But he does, as a defensive winger who can get up and down the ground, he does, as a wing, you have to get back into the D50 to play a defensive role at times. Oh, I'm giving you thanks, Marty. No, I appreciate it. Sorry. I thought maybe you were implying that, but I didn't want to jump the gun. Thanks, mate. Digsby half forward. Digsby, I want to see you play footy. You have a lot of hot takes. I want to see you play footy. 6:20, Luke. 6:20 the teams come out. We'll talk about it then. I've got a game for us, guys. After the teams get announced, I've got a game for us. So stick around. 6:20. High half forward is a very hard position. I think if anyone tags Nick, they'll eventually lose and Nick will win. Exactly, Ruddy. We've seen it before. Even against Neil Bullen, he still led the game for clearances despite having 15 clearances, had a goal assist. There was another game where he got tagged and still played unbelievably, but I can't remember. Don't show all your cards until it really matters. It's that, Craig, but it's also you can't use them all at once either. It just won't work. It will upset the synergy of the team. That's what it will do. What's up? Will Hostin to halfback in my. It's a position we need to attend to, and we need to make some adjustments, which I've spoken about it to endless extents. So let's see what we get tomorrow night. Reef plays forward before Allen. Yes, I agree. What else have we got? Play Ash Johnson defense, playing it a bit in the VFL. I don't think so. I don't think he's got the will, the desire to. You need some element of being able to win your 1%ers, win the ground ball, apply pressure, communication. He doesn't give me the energy that he can tick all those boxes as a backliner. Gamer boy, what's going on? How are you? Champ, you good? The three boys, Murphy, Howe, Darcy last year played tall with the complement of our smalls. Darcy, Frampton, Dean helps when a tall is off. Well, what about the complement of our smalls in the back line this year? I mean, obviously, Quaynor is not playing to the level we would like to see him at. We know that. But it's a similar makeup, isn't it? Outside of that, Braden Maynard. Ins for Brett Stav. You think Long, Dean, Shooter, Richard Starr, Reef sub, Bo out, Sullivan sub, Noble injured, Markov omitted. I don't think Sullivan keeps his spot. You guys have short memories. Hoskins played halfback in the finals and did, but he didn't necessarily do what Nick Dacos and John Noble did off the halfback flank. I wouldn't have imagined. He's not the best ball user, is what I'm trying to, I guess, say. Seems like he's only joined the VFL. Hoskins Elliott to run off halfback, don't make him do kick-ins. Yep, that's what I just suggested as well. Yeah, Reef up forward instead of Ed Allen, but Ed is a good overhead mark. He is. We obviously haven't seen. I mean, he's only played one AFL game. I probably need to watch a bit more VFL, the full games, rather than just the highlights to understand what Ed Allen can offer from VFL level. Guys, 4 minutes till the teams are released. Stick around. Guys, also, while we're here, if you are enjoying this video, please leave a like. It means a lot. And question. Obviously, there must be some new people in the chat. Was the thumbnail and title enticing to you guys? And even guys who have been here and ladies, of course, who have been here in the past, was there more of an enticement for you to click on this stream because of the title and the thumbnail with John Noble and Demattia in there? That would really help if you guys can let me know what I guess, if that inclined you to click on the video more. What else have we got? Sorry, I had Reef and Sully as a sub because it's a coin toss. I'd go Reef over Sully, Stav. Do you think Demattia will debut against Essendon? I think if Josh Dacos is a late out, I think Demattia will be. Even Braden Maynard. If Braden Maynard's out, there's a chance Demattia comes in. Maybe Charlie Dean, actually. If Ned Long is coming in, does that mean Crisp or Pendlebury could be going halfback? I would imagine Jack Crisp. I don't know if Pendlebury has the run off halfback for us. Ed Allen seems slow in his first game. It is his first AFL game. He looks a bit slender. Probably just needs to keep working on his craft, really. Hoskins Elliott should be halfback flank with the back pocket. Some are rigid in their debut games. Ed Allen, yeah, he was one of those guys. He was. Thumbnails always look good. Thank you. At least it doesn't say magnets this time. Yeah, I know. Cook that. Been watching for a while now, but good content, so I joined the chat. Appreciate it, Steve. Nah, mate, join in the chat all the time. The more the merrier. I know I like talking to people and not having to talk to a brick wall sometimes. Obviously, you guys are quite engaging, so it's not that I'm always talking to myself, but the more the merrier. Braz has passed his test. Guys, 1 minute. 1 minute. Let me pop it up. Let me pop it. Speaking of popping in my charger as well. I don't want this to die. Charger in. So we don't die midstream. All right. I guess I was implying that Noble would be out for Demattia there, Dima. Love that, Benny. That's all good, Gamer Boy. No stress. Thanks, Marty. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's pop up the teams, guys. It's teams time. Lineups. Let me share the screen. Remove. Stop screen. Share screen. AFL. All right. So it's 6:20. Teams have been released. Or have they not? Nothing yet? It will be any moment now, guys. Any moment. I promise you. Collingwood and Nick Dacos for the Brownlow. Collingwood and Nick Dacos for the Brownlow, along with everyone else in this chat. All right, here we go. Teams have been announced. Charlie Dean, can you guys see that? Charlie Dean, Lockie Schultz, Ned Long in, Bo McCreary, Lockie Sullivan, John Noble out. So we're going to play taller. We're going to play taller in the back line, right? And no direct replacement for John Noble. So no TJ or no Demattia. So guys, put your money on the house. Jack Crisp will play off the halfback flank. He has to accommodate for that, right? He has to. More forward? Nah, I wouldn't say so. We're just going to, because we got Peter Wright, Harrison Jones, Jake Stringer plays tall, Kyle Langford's tall. They've got Draper, Goldstein. So we're going to need, they got Nate Caddy in as well, guys, who's a draft acquisition from the 2023 draft, top 10. Oh, Goldstein out. Sorry, guys. Sully low-key been stiff last game. Yeah, he was stiff because he was played in the forward line and off the wing when he's an inside mid. So, look, he was asked to do a job there, had no impact. So that's what it is, right? JK, so it's a tall team with Nate Caddy in as well. Yeah, Goldie out is a big one for us just because it alleviates a bit of pressure off Darcy Cameron. So who's their second tall ruck? Who's their backup ruckman going to be? Is it going to be Peter Wright? So Peter Wright versus Nathan Kruger is almost okay as the backup ruckmans, right? That would be the obvious one, no? Ned Long, tackling machine. We need it, especially with the lack of pressure we were applying in the midfield throughout the breakouts and the passages of plays from Gold Coast. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Ned Long crunching some of these fucking Essendon pricks. Get into Stringer. Jordan De Goey's going to have a massive game on Stringer, guys. I'm going to talk about that in the pre-game show tomorrow because he got fucking destroyed. On AFL app, Billy Frampton forward. God, if we're persisting with Billy Frampton up forward, that will be frustrating. So yeah, he's over here, but I wouldn't read too much into it, guys. I would not read too much into that. Draper's their second ruck. Well, yeah, but he'll be the main ruck tomorrow if there's no no Goldstein. So I'm just saying, I think Peter Wright, 2-meter Peter, will be the backup ruckman. Ned Long in for Guinea, pretty fucking good. Dean in, so Darcy plays on the stringer. No, I don't. I think Darcy will play on Peter Wright. Just play 1-on-1. I think that's where I'm going to settle with this whole debate now. I think after what I've seen Darcy Moore interceptor. I've seen Darcy Moore 1-on-1. I think right now, play 1-on-1. I think Braden Maynard on Langford, if that's possible. I'd like to see that. Or, sorry, no, Jake Stringer. And then give Charlie Dean Langford and see if he can make amends. Maynard on Stringer. And Charlie Dean on Langford. And fuck, if Charlie Dean can do a job on Langford and make amends for his game against them last time, then that's his spot solidified. I thought he was in the Yarra River. I tossed him there the other day. I thought he was in the Yarra River. I really did. But he's still on the team. I think we just can't be making too many changes at this point. We'll find out more about Josh Stakos and Maynard over the next 24 hours. So, let's see. It caught attention, mate. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Robbie's watching talk about the thumbnail. Maybe Frampton might start forward, and if the matchup isn't going well, then Howe forward. But how should start forward, if I'm honest? Yeah, it's one to consider. Who are our emergencies? Good question, Stav. Wow. Look at that for emergencies, guys. So Finlay McRae, Reef McInnes, and Sullivan. So we're really sold on Jack Chris playing on the half-back flank then. Really sold on that, for sure. Because there's no TJ or Demattia. So answer me this, guys. If TJ... So if Josh Dacos is out, can you get a player that's not listed as emergency? So like I said, if Josh Dacos is out, could you still get TJ or Demattia in, despite not being an emergency? I think Dacos has been all right. Steve, who's our sub, do you reckon? Good question. I'm going to go with... Jeez. I want to say Harvey Harrison. I'd like to see Ned Long get the debut. I'd like to see him start on field. What do you guys think? Sullivan is not the sub. Sullivan's out, brother. Emergency. He's out. Yeah, I'd go Harvey Harrison sub, and then Ned Long to start. Reef's not in the team. Steve. Reef's an emergency, brother. Reef is an emergency. Finlay McRae, emergency. Yes. So that's that. What do we think? Are we happy? So who misses? Like we said, Reef misses at the moment. Demattia misses. TJ misses. Markov lives to fight another day, which we probably need him on the halfback flank for our run. He needs to lift. He had 3 kicks against Gold Coast, Markov. It's not enough. Unpopular. Here we go. Hey, it's not time. It's not the time of the month to be talking about unpopular opinions. Probably do. Do you guys like that segment? Unpopular opinions certainly can upset some people. I'll look to do it in the next couple of weeks again. Last chance for Markov, I reckon. Cox is still a few weeks away. I think he's still like 3 to 5 weeks away there. And yeah, hopefully Darcy can have a better game. Darcy Moore can have a better game. I hope so. So that would be good. Yeah, Markov sub as well. I don't think so, actually. Like I said, we still need, even though he hasn't been playing to the level that we want him to play, I think we need to play Markov on the field on the half-back line to give us run. I wouldn't have him as a sub. We do get to see Ned Long play. Not happy. Dopey is in. Is Dopey Charlie Dean for you? Oh, Frampton. Yeah, he's a bit dopey, isn't he? He's a dopey man. He's a dopey man. You give him another chance. He'd be on his last legs, I think. But fuck, it's just this is the cattle we're dealing with right now, right? Side bottom sub, maybe. So either go Harvey Harrison or side bottom. I'd probably go Harvey Harrison. Yeah, I would hate to see Long as a sub. We probably will see McStay before Cox. Nah, that's not going to happen. What is this, Jay? I think we need to get more as a sub. Frampton stands a business. That has to be one of the worst takes I've ever heard, JG. What is that, brother? That's okay. We're all friends here, but that's a horrible take. Don't knock Frampton. It's Fly's fault for throwing him everywhere. Yeah. So that's why I can understand that conversation you're having there, George. He's been flipped and thrown back and forth, back line, forward line, and then we expect him to come back into the back line against Ben King and do a job. I understand that conversation. Fuck, he gave up 8 goals. Watch back at the game. He gave up 8 goals against the Gold Coast Suns. Obviously, there's that pressure further up the ground that was non-existent, so there's that as well, guys. But yeah, I understand when you move a player's magnet from one field to the other, it's gonna affect how they play. So we'll see. We'll see how he goes. He needs to bounce back. Gamer Boy is back. How did you find me serious? Well, I can't see your facial emotions, mate. I can't see your facial emotions, so it's hard to tell if you're joking or not sometimes. You didn't even give me any emojis. You gotta give me an emoji to work with. What else? Frampton had 6 intercept marks last time we played them. We'll talk about like how we played against them last time and everything else in between in the pre-game show tomorrow. I want to save some of that rather than double dipping. So I will leave that, but that is a good point. I'm not sure if that's true. I wouldn't doubt it though, Steve. I know Darcy Moore had 5 intercept marks that game from memory. I don't remember Billy having 6 against Essendon though. Demattia is not listed, guys. Not listed. So So this is the team here. Charlie Dean, Schultz, Ned Long for Bo, Lockie, Noble. He does have to step up. I think everybody knows that. Everybody and their dog knows that, right? Has to step up. It has to be this week. Has to be. Moore needs to take either spoil or mark over merit. Take an organ. So first he was the organ taker and then the backbreaker. He's going to be the Undertaker this weekend, coming back from the dead. You like that one? I think this might be the last we see of Bo if we get on a roll here. Potentially. I remember when everybody was killing me in that video I made about me thinking Bo might not be a part of the best 22 in the final series. Obviously, an injury doesn't help your case. It was his last good game. I think he had 23 touches and 5 intercept marks when we played against Essendon on Anzac Day. Guys, I've got a game. Now, this game, right? It's a blurred picture of a moment, right? Of a Collingwood player. Might be from an Essendon game. It might be from different games. I'm betting on the fact that you guys are well across the history of Collingwood and Essendon and everything else in between. Because I've made these difficult, I think. But I still think people are going to get this right. So let's give this a try. So let's cancel. Let's remove that. Okay. So guys, what's going to happen is I'm going to put a picture on the screen. And once you see it, you got to tell me who it is. You have to tell me who it is. And you have to tell me what game it's from or what the moment is. There's 5 pictures. So obviously the person with the most points wins. All right, are we ready? Give me a thumbs up or something in the chat if you guys are ready to play this game. 5 questions or 5 images, yeah? Any questions, anybody? Does everybody understand that? Yeah, see, Steve, you only took 3 marks. Anzac Day. That's all right. We'll follow it up tomorrow. All right, let's hit it. First one. What have we got here, guys? What have we got? Who is it and what's happening here? Who is it? Yeah. JG was first. JG gets the point. So I'm going to write that down. JG. Pendle's on Bird. All right, too easy. So JG gets a point, yeah? JG's in front. All right. Next one. What's this one, guys? Who and what's the moment? No, wrong, JG. Steve wins. Hugh. Hugh, I see you got there first, yeah. I see you got there first, but I've got to go Steve because he gave a bit more context. He gave me player and moment, which was Anzac Day. So we got Steve. Steve OFN. He got Swanee. Yeah? Swanee. Okay, so Steve gets the point. So 1-1, Steve and JG. All right. Steve, no, not you, Steve Mitchison. Steve OFN gets the point. Sorry, brother. All right. Moving on. I think I made these too easy. Oh, I'll know better for next time. I'll put this blurry as shit. Come on, guys. All right. See, Steve gets it. He provided context as well. Steve's on one, guys. Steve is on 2 points because he gets the Elliott one as well. Steve's ahead. He's ahead of the mark. Chris, you're too slow, Frank. What's wrong, man? Too slow, Frank. Too slow. All right. Moving on. Steve, stop robbing me. Steve's on one. Steve OFN is on one. Okay. If there's a tiebreaker, I'll make a more difficult one. But at least I know, guys, moving forward, I'll make these harder. Here we go. Next one. Fuck, Steve. Who are you? Steve's fucking unreal, guys. Jeez. Steve. Unbelievable. Too slow, guys. Too slow. Steve is well ahead. Guys, Steve's already won, but we'll do the last one anyways. Such a cheat. Steve's a cheat. Cheat. Steve, pause. Steve OFN, you've won. So next round, we're not counting your one, okay? Just for the sake of everybody else, okay? Someone say it. Bro, JG must be ahead. Guys, if you're behind in the stream, move your thing forward. Move your the thing. Fucking just slide it forward so you're up to date. All right, last one. Ready? Go. What do we got? Oh, okay. So do I give that to JG or Chris? Because Chris said Bucks. Because the moment revolves around Bucks and Pendles, right? Pendles, Anzac Day. Chris says Bucks, Anzac Day. What do you reckon, guys, in the chat? What do we give? Do we give it to JG or do we give it to Chris? Guys, in the chat, Chris or JG, who gets it? Shame on anyone that boos the champion. See you, Gamer Boy. Have a good night, mate. Thanks for joining us. Steve reckons Chris. Who else thinks? I'm live now. No one is beating me. Guys, do you want to do some more? I can make some on the spot. Do you guys want? I can quickly finesse some. Do you guys want some more of these? I can get 3 more if we want to make it interesting. Give it to me. It's okay, mate. People, they've seen what they wanted to see. They saw the team, so we had a chat about it. And now the regulars that we all stick around together and we play. It's all good. So do we want to play more, or what do we want to do, boys and girls? Do we want to do more or what? Next time show. Okay, yeah. Next time show unblurred after answer. We'll do. Okay. Let me do one difficult one. Let me do. Chris wants more. Chris wants more. Let me see what I can muster up for you guys. Let me do. I'll do 3 more. Okay. I'll do 3 more. Guys, just as I said before, if you guys have any questions for Ben Reid, I'm doing a podcast with him. Caleb and I are doing a podcast. So let me know in the community post what you guys would like to see. What would you like to see? What would you like to ask him? And if they're good answers, I will ask Mr. Ben Reid. What about a quiz? I'll have a quiz ready for next time, Marty. I'll have that prepped. I'll have that prepped for sure next time. All right, next one's coming up, guys. I'm going to make this difficult, actually. I'm going to make this hard. This is very difficult. If any of you guys can get this, I'll be very surprised. All right, I'll be very surprised if you guys can get this. Pop this open. Add files. All right. Are we ready? Guys, you're ready. Let me know in the chat if you guys are ready. Make sure you're all up to date. Huge getting read on. Yeah. Are we ready, guys? Is Steve OFN ready? Is the champ ready? The people's champ, Steve OFN. Is he ready? Is Steve in the chat? Where's Steve? I need to know that the champ. Okay, the champ is here. The champ is here. Ready? Go. Oh, I think it's too easy now that I've fucking put it up there. I think it's too easy. Fuck. Cooked it. Oh, such an idiot. Nah, wrong. Wrong, JJ. Bow, bow. Steve's not bad. Steph is cooking. Steve is cooking, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah? You guys are struggling now. Huh? It's not Chris Terrence Mark. Hey, you guys had it too easy. You guys talk some shit. You wanted more difficult ones. Bread, bang. Bread stab. Bobby Hill's grand final day mark. Bang. Well done. Well done. And hey, man, too bad. Stab got it. Too bad. Not good enough. Yeah, it was meant to be blurred a lot. I'm trying to make it difficult for you guys. You guys were guessing it in fucking T-minus 5 seconds. I think I now have glaucoma. Yeah, he did guess. No. Chris isn't happy. I thought that was fair. All right, let me give you another one. Let me give you another one. Let me see what I can cook up here. Oh, I've got a good one, guys. I've got a good one. Hold on. So you guys, we're doing a watch along skillfully guessed. See, sometimes you're just gonna take an educated guess, like Stab. So, are you guys gonna jump in the watch along tomorrow? Is anybody gonna stick around for the watch along tomorrow? Nah, man, cheap guess doesn't count. Let me see. Okay. I reckon this is a good one. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me blur that a little bit more. I've got to have more pictures ready. I'll hop in if we're up at halftime. Fair. All right. Champs, are we ready in the chat? Is everybody ready? I reckon this will be an easy one to guess, guys. Are we ready in the chat? Let me know. Let me know and I'll pop it in. Are we ready? All right. All right. Go. Bang! Chris gets it. Chris is finally on the board. Unlucky. Chris gets one. So Steve is still up. So Stav is on. Chris is on 1. Stav is on 1. Steve is on 3. JG is on 1. Let's see if we can get close to Steve. What else do I have? What else do I have here? No, you haven't gotten 2, bro. Oh, yeah, you got 2. No, you do have 2. Yeah, you do have 2. Sorry. The Bucks one. Shame on anyone at Boozer Champion. Yep. Sorry, champ. My bad, champ. All right. Relax, man. We got you. We heard you the first time, champ. So, Peter, the watch along is so Caleb and I will be on stream like we are now, watching the game. We won't be putting the game on the screen because that's a copyright strike, but we'll just watch it. So, typically, people will have the game up and then sort of have their phone or laptop besides them listening to the watch along as well. Steve, make it hard. See you, Benny. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Make it hard. All right. I will make it hard. Let's see what I can propose here. Let me see what I can do here of a random match. Let me see what I can do. There's not exactly a moment of it for it. But don't blur it like Frank, man. Okay. I'm trying to think. Fuck. Okay. I've got one. Is there a picture for it? Bear with me. Champ, what the fuck are those selections? Had to dive and expect no rebounding from defense. Yeah, I think we're going to accept that Crisp is going to probably play halfback flank, hopefully, because we haven't added any speed off halfback, and we're going to be even more dependent on Oleg Markov, who only had 3 kicks fucking last week. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. What else, guys? I'm fucking blanking. Who can I pop up? Let me see what I can go. Sorry, just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find one. We'll play one more. And then we'll move on. I don't know what I have here. Okay. This one will be fun. All right. Frank, man. Yeah, it's not ideal. Maybe Sidey will go halfback. I don't think so. I think it will be a mixture of Crisp, Markov, maybe a lot of Crisp. Like I said, he hasn't been playing super well, or didn't play super well against Gold Coast in the middle relative to how he's been playing. I think that has to be the move. It has to. I don't see it happening any other way. I don't see it happening either other way. I don't know where we're going to get our run from off halfback with no TJ, no Demattia, no Noble. Maybe Nick Dacos plays a bit of. No, I don't think Jimbo. I think Pendles is too slow for the halfback flank. Some of you guys were suggesting Hoskin Elliott, Harvey Harrison. I don't think they have the speed. Harvey Harrison has the endurance. I don't know if he's got the speed though, guys. I don't know if he's got the speed. You reckon you're getting this one, JG? All right. I'll pop it up now, guys. You guys ready? Let me know in the chat if you're ready, and I'll pop this one up. I'll pop this one up, guys. Pop it up. Let me know if you're ready. Let's see what the chat's saying. Yep. Ready. Confident. JG's confident. Dan is ready. All right. Here we go. Okay. JG. I reckon I got to give that to JG. Maynard 2023 grand qualifying final. I think that's fair. JG. JG, that's your second point. Steve, you've fallen off a cliff. Where are you, mate? Is Steve OFN still here? Nah, Chris, you're too slow. Too slow, brother. Too slow. I've got another one, guys. I've got one coming in quick. Here. You weren't first, man. JG got the point. Champ. My bad, champ. Say sorry, Chris. Sorry, champ. Steve's been giving people a chance. Steve, jump in for this one. Come on. Nah, man. Everyone's saying, what do you mean? No one's saying Chris is first. Bro, I'm looking at the chat. JG says Maynard 2023 qualifying final. He was first. Sorry, mate. Yap. Sorry, mate. Can't hear. All right. Next one. Steve's jumping in. The champ is jumping in, guys. All right. I've got it ready. Let me know if you guys are ready in the chat and we'll get it going. Let me know if you guys are ready. Let me make sure it's blurred. Okay. It's blurred. All right. Let's see. All right, here we go. There you go, Ben Zero. Thanks for that, mate. Wrong, JG. Wrong. Brad, you got to give me more context than that. Steve. Chris wins. So Chris wins. Jeremy Cameron, prelim 2019. He gave the most context. JG, you were wrong completely. Stav, you were close. You didn't mention a name. Steve, you mentioned the right person. We didn't mention a game. Chris, level with Steve. Steve, you were wrong as well. 2018 semi-final. That's wrong. There you go. Wrong. So Chris is on 3. Steve is on 3. And I've got one. I've got another one for you guys. GWS winner, do a grand final round. I've got one for you guys. All right. Last one, and then I'm jumping off stream, guys. This one wins it all. So Chris and Steve are level. JG, you could tie this. All right. Let's see. I reckon this one's not going to be easy, guys. I don't think this one's going to be easy. Actually, I think people will get this. Craig, I can't give you one before 1980, mate. Double points. All right, double points. So double points if you get this right. So that means Stav can win, JG can win, Chris can win, and Steve can win. I'm going to try and make it hard, I promise. All right, here we go. Ready, guys? Let me know if you're ready in the chat. We'll get going. Craig. Sorry, boys. Sorry, fellas. All right. Are we ready? Give me a few more readies in the chat. All right. Here we go. Wrong, Stav. Stav's wrong. Wrong, Ryan. Wrong, Digsby. Chris, grand final what? You guys are all wrong. All wrong. All wrong. You guys are still all wrong. There it, Steve. Steve wins. Steve wins. Steve wins. The champ remains, guys. The champ remains. Steve is the winner, guys. Unlucky Chris, unlucky JG, unlucky Digsby. Digsby, you missed this. You missed a bit of trivia. Collingwood trivia. Look, you said Varco goal, JG, but you just didn't give up. You didn't give up any context. You didn't give any context. It was a good game. Steve wins. Well done, Steve, mate. Steve Elephant, well done, mate. Obviously, you clearly know you know your shit. You know your shit. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, the Pies can win. Thanks for sticking around, guys. Been a massive stream, massive numbers. Like the stream before you leave. See you guys.